What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another reaction on this channel, man. Today we are in tune for another very interesting topic of conversation, okay? Now, your boy Kendrick Lamar recently just released his new album, and honestly speaking, I haven't even listened to many of the songs, bro. Honestly, I haven't even listened to any of the songs. I told ya, I really don't listen to rap music that often, bro. If I do, it's probably a select few songs that I've had on an old playlist. But recently, I've literally been listening to, like, piano music with water in the background, different frequencies on some, like, soothing type energy. I haven't really listened to too much mainstream music. But we have this video right here of Kendrick Lamar. Now, honestly speaking, like I said, I don't really know too much about Kendrick Lamar. I haven't looked too much into Kendrick Lamar. I don't know what type of messages he promotes in his music. All I know is what I know of him from high school, and that was like 6, 7, 8 years ago, bro. So I don't really know too much. But today we're about to be educated. This is about to be a very educational video because apparently Kendrick Lamar has dark meanings behind his new music video, N95. And as soon as I clicked on the N95 music video, I see this type of symbolism right here. Like, what the fuck? Dressed in all white, hovering over water. It literally looks like he's mimicking Jesus himself, bro. Literally. So we're about to hop into this video, okay? If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you leave a like down below, okay? I'm probably going to do an entire live breakdown of this N95 over on my Patreon because it is #2 on trending. And y'all already know, when a music video goes trending, it's usually being backed by a different force, okay? It's usually being backed by some higher influence. So, we might do a full breakdown over on my Patreon. Make sure I do subscribe to the Patreon, linked in the description. Leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. But let's hop into this video. I don't really know too much about Kendrick, so we're about to learn something new today, man. Let's get it.
Kendrick, who has a much bigger platform, chooses to do the opposite. Even though his music might not sound like all the other artists that are obviously pushing the agenda, it still appears that Kendrick glorified.
And from what I know of Kendrick, he's considered to be like a woke artist, a conscious rapper. You get what I'm saying? I still believe that every artist of major influence or major power, so to speak, has a role in an overall agenda. And that's exactly what we're trying to discuss about or figure out about Kendrick Lamar.
Has this lifestyle and pushes it through his music. He talks about the evil but doesn't guide his audience out of it. Instead, he makes it sound like it's a normal part of the hood. In my opinion, Kendrick is almost a mascot for the ghetto, not someone trying to fix it. The problems of the ghetto are orchestrated and created by those who run our world. They have made those parts of the world, specifically for lower income people who are usually minorities. It appears that Kendrick Lamar is a Freemason, and we can see this on many occasions. Just like all the other Masonic puppets, we see Kendrick showing the one-eye symbolism in many occasions. If you're watching this channel, then you should already know that this is not a coincidence. Kendrick is a Masonic puppet pushing Masonic morals. It appears that the Masons might be using Kendrick as the prophet of their new world. And with Kendrick's new album and music video, this is exactly what I am seeing. But before we get into his new album, we need to take a look at these lyrics from his unreleased song entitled Illuminati Proper, leaked in 2018, as these lyrics connect perfectly with the imagery in his new album.
Hey, like I said, I don't know too much about Kendrick. I haven't even seen his new album. But if I would have came across this song right here, I would have like what? Masonic ties written all over it, bro. Let's continue.
Album. In the song, Kendrick raps, "This is the Jesus of Nazareth, spitting gold policies to a world unknown." As you can see, Kendrick is referring to himself as Jesus, something that he continues with his new album. There's another part of the song that caught my attention and seems to prove to me that he sold this song. In the song, he raps, "I grab the devil, then I slow dance. Practice trigonometry. Practice my aim on the rooftops, eating pastrami sandwiches." Kendrick is clearly dancing with the devil, a dance that cost him his soul.
And this is the same thing that Kodak Black said in Future's album as well. In the song Voodoo, I did an entire breakdown on the song Voodoo of Kendrick Lamar, not Kendrick Lamar, Future's album. Kodak Black literally said he danced with the devil, invited her over, and other demons came to sleep with him at night or some shit like that. These artists are really selling themselves to the demonic world that we live amongst, bro. It's not a joke. Whenever an artist talks about dancing with the devil, this is what they mean. I would never sit here and say that I dance with the devil, man. Like, what the fuck? I'm not dancing with no devils, my boy. I'm barely dancing with these bitches. They trying to take my energy and shit. They trying to take all my sexual energy. I'm saving it so I can make these videos for you.
but earned him fame and fortune. In the song named Kendrick Lamar, he states that he would never sell his soul. But if you carefully read the lyrics, he admits to doing just that. He raps, "So just to get $1, would I sell my soul? I look the devil in the eyes and tell him no. They say anything worth having is worth the wait. Well, I want the world. Tell him how long that takes. There's no time like now. I'll cut my patience short." As you see for yourself, Kendrick acknowledges that in order to reach the top of the music industry, you must sell your soul. He starts by saying that he would never sell his soul, but then goes on to say that he wants the world and there's no time like now. So he's willing to cut his patience short and sell out in order to have the world.
Lucifer, if y'all didn't know, Lucifer is also known as like the god of the earth that we live on in worldly form. Jesus is known as the God, or God is known as the ruler of heaven and earth. But when it comes to earthly matters and humanity, a lot of these people look up to Lucifer, all right? And that's the God that's being worshipped on the earth that we live on today.
These lyrics are important, as this is
not that we worship, but the majority of people worship.
The same thing Lucifer offered Jesus. Even further proof that Kendrick sold his soul to Lucifer is in his song For Sale, in which it appears Kendrick is clearly referring to selling his soul for fame and fortune. In the song, Kendrick raps, "My name is Lucy Kendrick. You introduced me, Kendrick. Usually, I don't do this, but I see you and me, Kendrick. Kendrick, Lucy gives you no worries. Lucy got millions of stories about these rappers that I came after when they were boring. Lucy gon' fill your pockets. Lucy gon' move your mama out of Compton, inside the gigantic mansion like I promised. Lucy just wants your trust and loyalty. Avoiding me? It's not so easy. I'm at these functions accordingly. Kendrick, Lucy don't slack a minute. Lucy works harder. Lucy gon' call you when Lucy knows you love your father. I'm Lucy. I loosely heard prayers on your first album. Truly, Lucy...
Lucy gonna call you when Lucy knows you love your father. That's crazy. Father being God. That's crazy. Lucy gonna call you when Lucy knows you love your father. The whole demonic agenda is this, y'all. The devil is on this earth to capture as many souls as he can to turn away from God, okay? And like I tell y'all, I'm not sitting here speaking to you as a Christian. I'm literally just telling y'all what the fuck is going on in this demonic versus heavenly battle that we're living in on a daily basis. The whole entire agenda is to get as many people to turn away from God as possible. Okay? Let them worship these celebrities. Let them worship the designer. Let them worship the fucking actors and actresses. Let them worship everything except your father. And as soon as you start turning to God, that's when temptation, the devil, starts seeping his way into your life. And that's exactly what happens, my boy. That's exactly what happens.
Don't mind, because at the end of the day, you'll pursue me. I want you to know that Lucy got you all your life. I watched you, and now you're all grown up, to sign this contract if possible. Clearly, these lyrics are depicting Kendrick speaking to Lucifer, or Lucy, how he called it, about selling his soul. He mentions all the benefits that selling out would bring him, the money, the fame, and the mansions. All Kendrick needs to do is sign that contract, which we can see Kendrick did. At the end of the song, Kendrick raps, "Found myself screaming in the hotel room. I don't want to self-destruct. The evil of Lucy's were all around me, so I went running for answers until I came home." In my opinion, these lyrics clearly speak about Kendrick being consumed by the evil. So much so that he felt lost and went looking for answers. But then he went back home, back to Lucy, to finish his Masonic purpose. And we can see exactly what his purpose is in his new album.
It's crazy.
First, we need to talk about Kendrick's new song, N95, as he openly proclaims that we're in the new Masonic world. Kendrick literally opens the song by rapping, "Hello, new world, boys and girls. I got some true stories to tell." This opening line is very important, paired with the music video he put out for this song. Kendrick starts the music video with a young boy looking at Kendrick, levitating over the water as if he were a god. Clearly, once again, we see Kendrick depicting himself as a Christ-like figure. The scene then changes to show Kendrick rapping next to a woman wearing a...
There we go, the Masonic tiles. The black and white checker pattern, sign of duality.
Masonic checkerboard skirt. In my opinion, this opening scene, paired with Kendrick's raps, clearly depicts Kendrick as a prophet or a god figure who would be worshipped in the new world. In the second verse, Kendrick is clearly rapping about how the world has fallen. He raps, "The world is in a panic. The women are stranded. The men on the run. The prophets abandoned. The law takes advantage. The market is crashing. The industry wants." Clearly, it appears that Kendrick is speaking about the destruction of the old order of life and how the world needs to be guided to the new world. The video is full of instances.
It's like the world that we live in. If you guys are familiar with the Bible, it's like the world that we live in is like a present day Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah were two cities that were literally filled with like disgusting shit. Like everything that's going on in today's world is what Sodom and Gomorrah was. Okay, Sodom and Gomorrah was. These OnlyFans bitches, these women who are selling themselves. You go to Sodom and Gomorrah, you get prostitutes. All of the LGBTQ community. This is according to the Bible. All the gays that were banished from their villages, they go to Sodom and Gomorrah and perform all these lustful acts, threesomes, and all type of crazy shit. Like, doing, like some very, very, like, the way that it's described in the Bible makes it sound like it's outlandish activity. Like, it's not just regular sexuality. It's just like a superior form of lust. Sodom and Gomorrah was literally being led by demonic energy. Literally being led by Lucifer himself. These are all the temptations, all of the 7 deadly sins. Greed, lust, gluttony, all of the 7 deadly sins were being performed in Sodom and Gomorrah. Those two cities were eventually destroyed entirely. Okay, that's the exact world that we're living in right now. People don't realize it. All these OnlyFans models and shit like that. All these people in the top who are greedy for power and money. These celebrities who all they do is worship the fame, the cars, the clothes, and all the stuff that's idol gods. They're worshiping idol gods. And like I said, I'm not preaching to you as a Christian. I'm just letting y'all know. I'm waking y'all up on a spiritual level. I told y'all, religion is man-made. A connection with God is forever bearing fruit. But let's continue.
Is where it compares Kendrick to Jesus. They show him walking on water, just like it said Jesus did. The video ends with Kendrick levitating over the water. The message is clear as day. On his album cover, we once again see more imagery showing Kendrick as Jesus or a God.
And he has a gun in his back pocket. How could you be wearing the crown of Christ, thorns? How could you be wearing the crown of Christ with a gun in your back pocket? The shit don't make sense. Like I told y'all, Lucifer is considered to be the god of the world that we live in, the earthly form that we live in. That's like his role. That's like
God. The album cover shows Kendrick wearing a crown of thorns, like it said Jesus did. I believe they're purposely depicting Kendrick as a false god, and sadly, the masses are worshipping him with no issue. The labels have been depicting Kendrick as a godlike figure for a while now. This is the same imagery we saw from Kendrick's music video with SZA, All of the Stars.
Oh, shit.
The music video literally starts by depicting Kendrick being worshipped by a sea of people. He is literally carried by them. As you see for yourself, he can be seen holding a staff. The imagery speaks for itself. They're presenting Kendrick as a Masonic prophet, and the world is following him. Kendrick has always shown he is a Masonic puppet since the very beginning. Now it's even more obvious than ever. The Masons build a new religion with hip-hop, and we can see the rapper J. Cole rapped about this very thing in his song Javari. In the song Javari, J. Cole makes the claims that his music should replace the Bible because it relates more to his fans. In the song, J. Cole raps, "Sometimes I feel like these verses can help a person, way more than the ones they're reading in churches on days of worship. No disrespect to the Lord and Savior. That ain't just ego. I just absorbed that these verses no longer relate to people because modern times be flooded with dollar signs." In my opinion, J. Cole is rapping about the hip-hop lifestyle replacing the teachings of the Bible. He speaks...
I don't know if he's saying that in terms of... I don't know if J. Cole would be saying that in terms of we should change our lyrics for music to start inspiring the generation, or we should completely eradicate the Bible's words and start using our words as a form of the Bible. You get what I'm saying? Like, are our words going to start being altered so we can start inspiring the youth and start providing good messages and powerful messages, or are we going to continue rapping about cars, pussy, clothes, and hoes to replace the Bible and warp these people's minds with this new demonic agenda? We're gonna have to look into J. Cole, man.
It's about his music having more influence than the Bible. Essentially, this is what artists like J. Cole and Kendrick represent, guiding people to accept Masonic
We're gonna have to do a video on Kendrick
about the
now,
teachings
man.
of God. We must understand what is unfolding in front of our very faces.
Look, man, we're gonna have to do a video on J. Cole and we're gonna have to do a video on Kendrick Lamar. But look, I'm gonna end this video right here, okay? This video was very, very self-explanatory, very, very explicit, and I appreciate the information that this young man right here has provided for us today, because this is something that I wasn't even aware of. I've never even looked into Kendrick Lamar, never even paid attention to his music, When I was in high school, people will play it, but I never paid mind to it. But now that I'm looking at the symbolism and all of the lyrics that he has in his music, it sounds kind of crazy. I might have to do another entire video on Kendrick Lamar. J. Cole is up next, my boy. I know you should be a conscious or woke rapper, but it genuinely seems like you're just another one of these puppets, my boy. Okay? Now listen, if y'all are new to the channel, make sure to leave a like down below, subscribe. Make sure I do subscribe to the Patreon link down in the description. But I'm going to catch y'all next one, man. Peace.